Sian, welcome to the Music Hacks Network.
Blessing, sir.
All right.
Great to be here.
I am going to ask you to tell the world who is Sian Walker.
Well, plain and simple, I am pretty much on the quiet side, and at the same time, a jovial person when you get to know me. I love to make people laugh. So anytime I'm around my peers, anybody me around, I am always thinking of some joke, as me love to see people laugh till all their hair run water. You understand? That is just me. If you ask anybody, also, when me in my good mood, I love to cook. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You know,
So those who know Sian and would have been around Sian or come a Sian yard know say Sian love cook. So once you come to my yard, I go cook for you.
and you know that is quite new to me because I even spoke to Biggie the other day in an interview, and he was telling me the same thing, that he likes to cook and he cook, but that is strange to me. I've never known you guys to be good at cooking, you know?
Hey, we have a life outside of music, you know. We have life outside of music, so it's just even the other day we were doing some work on the road, and Gassy pass, and when Gassy see me a throw shovel on the mall and throw it in a bag and carry down mall and so him find it to be strange. He found it to be very strange. He never see that. He never know someone could hang my shovel and all the rest of it, you know. They know someone do hard work outside of playing music. So musicians on a whole are talented, multi-talented, can do a lot of things. You know, you have musician who can draw, musician who can do several other things outside of playing music.
All right. So, what are some of the other things that you would like to do outside of music? You said cooking and your construction. Um,
But there's some construction work, I know, but I can do my work. If you give
okay.
me the tools to do whatever, I will do it. You know, and the thing is, it's for me, anytime I put my hands to, I tend to be very effective at it.
Mm.
And I mean, and yeah, I love domino. Yeah, and when I see the domino I play, oh gosh, more my game. You know what I mean? I'm not an expert, but not really the easiest to beat. You know what I'm with it? Yeah, but come on, I love the game of domino. Really love it. And cricket.
You have accomplished quite a lot over the years.
I wouldn't want to disagree. I would have improved in different areas where music is concerned, And I mean, over the years, what some musicians don't understand, you improving on your music don't mean that you improve on your playing only, but
Mm.
other elements like your listening ability and being able to work some form of magic. Like, I mean, one example is I was playing at a festival one year, and this girl was singing in two keys. She has sing the verse in a one key and the chorus in another key. And what I did was check the accuracy level to see how accurate she was in singing in both keys. I realized that she was being very accurate. So she started this song in like um, D. The verse, she was singing the verse in D, and the chorus, she ended up in a C. So I'm say, all right, let's try that again. And she did the same thing. And she got a bronze at festival for it
Whoa.
because it was so smooth, man. Yeah, and there a lot of times I would have had moments like those.
Yes. How have you been taking care of yourself in a time like this, in this pandemic?
In a time like this, I stay home if I don't have anything to do on the road. If I don't have any gigs, I stay home. If I'm not taking care of any bills on the road or so forth, I stay in as much as possible. You
Okay.
understand?
All right.
So I don't really go out unless it is a must. If I'm going to like buy groceries and so forth or pay bills, that's it.
Cool.
So I try
No.
to stay inside.
has the pandemic affected your musical gigs in any way?
Um, Naturally, it's going to affect most musicians, especially musicians who would have been doing it like mostly, you know. So yeah, in a sense, it kind of did, but throughout the whole pandemic or throughout the whole Corona, still I still played like right through same way, gigs here and there every week. So yeah, still operate. Even this week, still have a little event preparing for.
How long have you been playing the keyboards?
Around about 10 years thereabout.
Yeah, that's quite a long time, Sian.
Yeah, and in that 10 years, I mean, I would have been, well, I wouldn't be playing keyboards only, but it was the main instrument at the time.
Cool. So what are some of the other instruments that you were exposed to at the time?
Um, well, I fool around the bass. I would have played bass on a few events and um, a church, nine nights, and yeah, some little stuff where we can probably manage for wing it for the night or whatever the events be.
What do you mean wing? Because I know you're quite competent at all of these instruments. I don't want you to be too modest, and feel like you can't play the other instruments.
I wing it, and I mean, if the show is too technical, then I get someone else to I get the right person for the job. So usually I don't really take another man gig. I play keyboard, so if somebody call and they're looking or seeking a bass player or a drummer, then I get a drummer or a bassy, because at the end of the day, if I go and I make a mess, ain't nobody gonna really cater to the fact that he's a keyboard player. They are going to judge you based on the instrument they see you on. You understand? So because of that, I don't take on to another man job. You understand? Me stick to what I play that I know I can deliver on. You know?
All right, bro. But what inspired you initially to start playing the keyboard though?
Well, if I must say, from a small age coming up, I I had this ability where it's not perfect pitch, but if you're in the wrong key, I could tell you say you're in the wrong key. So I couldn't really, I mean, me never sit down on a keyboard. And I remember gone are the days me there at church, and this lady usually play the keyboard, and it's like she a search for the key, and I said, mm-mm. And she did a search and search, and once she hits the right one, me say yes. And usually at church on Sundays when she had play or whatever service, she would have looked down in her crowd and she had touched the key them, and she had look for me and ask for that one, or if I said, I mean, nod and and when she find it, me just nod and say, yeah man, that's it. And then one Sunday night now, I was at church because the musicians usually come at church late. That's Foursquare Christian Fellowship, 9 miles. And I remember I was playing drums at the time. Never play keyboard from the day I'm born. And I was playing drums. And I did tired for just to play the drum by myself. No keyboard, no bass. You know what I mean? So I was lonely. And the deacon and the missionary was at church, and they must sing. Now them days me never really know nothing about C and D and them little thing there, but as I grew into this thing, I knew what C was, and Deacon a straight C him always singing. You understand? And I remember the first time sitting around the keyboard, I as me touch the key so at the exact key as they starting. Me never even search or ping around or nothing. But the weirdest thing about that, a two finger me used to play with. So I play the C and the E.
2 fingers.
Yeah, two finger. And I remember when I played the first song, I play like major, minor too, because I play the minor chords. I play the right thing, them, like what when you play from the 1 to the 6, and you got the 6, now you go to the 2, then to the, I play them something there, the night, I when I play the first song, I look around and I say, Deacon, how me sound?
Right.
So you can say, you sound good, man, you're all right. And little by little, then Hugh, who was the chief musician at the time at the church. You must know Hugh, right? So
Yes,
he
man.
was the more flexible of them all. Him could have played the bass, the keyboard and the drums. And one name come and him say, no man, and then me start use them 3 finger here, start play. Me never really have a comfortable posture where fingering wise of the thing, and him say, no man, I saw you're supposed to hold it. So him putting the thumb and the index and the middle, and say, okay. I'm usually see me do something on the keyboard now. That is how the transpose thing came about. I never even know what was transpose. I see me always I do something to change the tone and find the key. And I was doing that. I do that about by the way, my only year of transposing was my first year of playing keyboard. That's it. My first year only
So
was my
you're
only year. And that was because me never know no me blank for about 5 years of playing music. I never know what CRM something is. Me just a play. You
okay.
understand?
All right.
I
So
never know no
you're quite
chords.
competent in all keys.
Yes, man. Well, I would want to believe so. I am comfortably in all keys.
So
Might not be able to do a lot of stuff in all of them, like the fancy doodly. If I get a song that is in us in any of the key them, I am able to play back the song as effective in whatever key the song is in.
all right. So do you think it is important for all keyboardists to be able to play in all keys? Because some people will disagree with you. But what do you think?
No, it is very important to be friends with all the keys. All the keys. You have to be friends because the thing is, every key give a different vibe. Just so you know, it is impossible to sound the same in all the keys. Them, or even if you sound the same in all the keys, them, some are gonna sound stronger than some.
Mhm.
But you get a different vibe once you go in a, you get a different vibe as to when you're in a G. You
Okay.
understand? So I believe as musicians, as keyboard players, you must play in every key. Me like you know say as me find the key, me I play right away. Me not supposed to be a itch. You understand? So as the song starts singing, me hit the note right away. Me not supposed to be delaying nothing.
All right. Sorry. So
So it is very important.
which is your favorite key?
I don't really have a favorite key. I
Okay.
promise you that. But some of the keys them will give me good vibe, to be honest. Well, all the black keys them give me good vibe. Um, B give me good vibes. To be honest, all of the key them, me can't really specify. It depends on the feel of music that I'm playing, determine. So like for example, revival or night music then, put it that way. Most times the key is like F sharp, G, G sharp, or A, and B sometimes. Those are the keys most of the singers tend to sing in.
Okay.
And each of them give me a different vibe depending on the sounds that I am using.
Okay, Sian. Awesome and interesting answers there. I would like to know what are some of the things that you have worked on over all these years to develop your technical ability as well as your sound? Because I do agree that you have a unique sound.
Yeah, so some of the stuff that I try to pay attention to is being able to find the key very quick, you know. So I try to work on my listening ability, and also I try to be as smooth as can be. So I try not to overplay. So I maintain the discipline when me I play. If it's not relevant, it just not relevant. So I just don't play it. I play the song. You understand? So if duty call me have a phrase or do something, me do it. But I try to play, and my music will sound like CD when when me I play.
Mhm.
I don't like errors. I don't like mistakes. So for me, I rather for play less and keep it clean and simple and sweet. It's more
So,
effective.
so if you do make an error, how does that affect you?
You know, sometimes use my errors them and turn them in a something stylish. Sometimes I do make errors. Like for example, if I run a scale and I make a mistake somewhere, I pick up from there and play about the same thing and make it even stylish. So most time when I do make a mistake, you don't even know that it's a mistake. I try to make it seem like it was intended. You know what I mean? So sometimes while playing, you have to be very quick. You have to think quick. Because you make a mistake and you be like, boy, I wanna play me that. And then the next time me just try it back again and do the same thing. And say I'm playing a scale. I'm about me to say halfway through the scale. When we play about the scale, I write which part me about me to me and stop, you know. To make it look like a decimal me don't have to stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, yeah, right.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you have to quick. You have to think quick when you play.
So, Sian, who are some of the persons that you have been listening to over the years for inspiration, whether locally or internationally?
To be honest, I really don't have a specific. I don't have much people to say I listen to per se to get inspiration. I listen to more like music. So, for example, when it comes on to praise and worship and so on, I would listen to both the black and the white, and then I fuse them together. You know what I mean? So I listen to like um, William McDowell, Danny McClurkin, and then I would listen to Michael W. Smith. I listen to their music to develop my style of praise and worship playing, and even the Gator Vocal Band.
Mhm.
I would listen to them, and I listen to a wide variety of music to because I like to fuse different genres with different genres to make a sound for myself, really.
All
So
right.
I can't tell us like someone that said them listen to a Victor Wooten forget stuff or them listen to. I do listen to when I do listen to musicians, it's just more like for when we really want to hear something sweet. So like for example, I listen to Corey Henry. I love how him play the organ. Why I play sweet. You know what I mean? Then we listen to Johan Kim. And we listen to who else? I think that's just that shiny girl. I think her name is Iromi. So I would just listen to those people when we're ready for like go on the YouTube to watch any videos. I just sit down and listen to them and just enjoy the music. But for me personally, I can't go say this person or that person. I don't want to give me inspiration. Because sometimes when I listen to them one day, sometimes I feel discouraged. Because I say, when me I go reach them level this, I'm gonna bother go see me, I go listen. I don't think that, you know what I mean? I try to have my own sound, my own feel. I don't want no man tell me some sound like that man.
All
More
right.
man to say they me sound like me. You understand? And that's why I don't kill myself to play certain things. You know what I mean? And a lot of people would have been disappointed when, you know, because a lot of people know the name Sian. And they be like, who is this Sian? And, you know, sometimes we go out and people say, are you name Sian? Yeah. And you go on the stage and, you know, do some of the fancy dude, they do the thing and all them something there. And they be disappointed. But pity they don't know. If I go to play a song, I play the song. I don't come to impress nobody. That's not me. No time for that.
Okay, cool. So how would you describe your style of play then?
My music is just plain and straight, it's simple and to the point. You know what I mean? So if I am at church, and even when me I play praise and worship, like I mean I hear a lot of keyboard players and trust me, some me hear some keyboard players and it sound really sweet. And sound really good. You know what I mean? And kudos to all of them. But I mean, for me, I listen to a lot of praise and worship songs and I try to play the original and sometimes I do substitute sometimes, but I try to play music that people can relate to and people can understand. Especially in Jamaica, I don't kill up myself to play like a lot of jazzy this and jazzy that because what? Some churches are going to start play some of them stuff. The people them say are foolishness, you play.
Mm,
You understand?
all
Because they
right,
don't understand the music like that.
cool. So many persons on the road, many persons who follow you on social media as well as in your community would have known you for your mentor or your revival style of playing. Is that your favorite genre to play?
All right, let me tell you. There was a time when it was my favorite when I would be playing with specific musicians then. So I mean I would have played at Nine Nights for maybe almost 10 years. You know what I mean? And I would have dedicated my Nine Night playing years to just two bands specifically, but I would have played with several bands. And every band when I go play upon is like the man them want take me over. It's like the more I'm if we beep on them one, but there's a specific band that I played on Raw, Gassy. Yeah, so when I met Ro and I remember the first time him called me for play one night and Jerome Errol Denton was the bassy and drummer at the time. Errol the drummer, Jerome the bassy. And I remember the first time those guys playing with me and it's like, every cause Nine Night is them do a little each genres. So it's not just meant for the whole night. And the man them listen to how me play my ska, them listen to how me play my reggae, them listen to how me play every one of the little thing them what them sing for the night and realize how me apply my stuff. The reggae for hands line required. I play the hands line and the man them I say, yeah, if organs line, whatever. And I would just apply whatever. And it's like after I play the man, them I wonder where the youth I come from and. But pity them don't know me enjoy listening to them than myself. You know what I
Cool.
mean? So, but that band was one of the band where, in terms of revival music, I wouldn't class them as nowhere near the best. But when you talk about grooving, that's just them. And then that's where my grooving even developed more. So you see, if you're not groove, you can't groove. And so because they understood the principle. Errol, we have play and him just a keep one thing, just maintain him beat, bass maintain him baseline. And that's where now, when the space presents itself for me to do certain things, then I do.
Okay.
You understand? If a space is not there, I don't play or overplay when I am playing. But trust me, those guys would have been the reason behind most of my experiments. And so that's why I mean, when you work with competent guys and you work with guys who are there, are hope there where music is concerned, then it's easy for you to carry out. Then
Mhm.
bring you out more.
You mentioned Jerome, Errol, and other guys. So who are some of the other persons that you have worked with?
I would have worked with Andre Chanteloup. I would have worked with Siko, Nicholas Marks. I would have worked with Bugs, Nicholas Renford, that is. I would have worked with the Leviticus band, which you would have been the leader for. I would have worked with um, quite a large number of musicians all over Jamaica, that is. I would have shared stage with some and I would have played with some.
Okay. Who are some of the artists that you have worked with?
With that, I usually play for Kukudu, Sister Pat. Well, I was just filling in basically. Now, I'm not gonna say I used to play for them. I was just filling in for the keyboard players for Code 5 band, really. So I wouldn't really say play for them per se, but I was filling in the space, for the keyboard players who migrated.
And what was that experience like? How did you embrace that opportunity?
That opportunity, to be honest, the best moment for me perhaps was or the biggest moment was going to Grand Gala. Outside of that, I mean, it was a good experience going to the different shows in different parishes and so on and so forth. It was a pleasant experience. It was pretty much
Oh,
pleasant.
so who did you play for at the Grand Gala?
Kukudu and Sister Pat. I would have played for Lubert Levy. Um, I would have played. I think I played for the Levy's Heritage, or played a song for them at a show. I don't remember where the show was, but I would have shared stage with them and played for Lubert. I don't remember playing for the Levy's Heritage. Then I would have played for King Arthur sometimes. And there are other artists where you dip on stage and then come on and you play for them. Not really say you're their main musician.
Or do you have anything working on now musically?
Not at the moment, because due to the whole pandemic, I honestly the music I kind of did put it on a little pause where certain things are concerned. Before the whole pandemic came about, we were actually practicing with Lieutenant Stitchy, who was supposed to have some tours over some months ago, but then the pandemic hit and it never really happened.
Mhm.
But currently we still work for Lieutenant, but yeah, we kind of put it on pause because we're not certain what's going on just yet, and him not really certain what's happening because we don't know how long this pandemic thing is going to carry on for. So at the moment, him not really rush anything unless he's sure that it is going to happen. Then we're putting the work. So I'm nobody really asks if we put in any work at the moment,
Mm.
but it gives us like heads up to let us know that well, this is a part of the pipeline. So our next tour was supposed to be in Africa, but we don't know what's happening just yet.
Okay. Will this be your first overseas tour?
Well, if it happens, yes.
And how do you feel about that if it does happen?
It would be quite an experience. It would be quite an experience. I think I would cherish those moments, and hoping for even more of those experiences.
All right. So, Sian, we have a lot of youngsters coming up, and I know you have a vast amount of experience in the revival mentor journal. How would you encourage some of these younger guys coming up? What would you say to them?
Well, for me, what I did was I I tried to think out of the box, and one of the things that helped me to think outside of the box is firstly having good musicians around me who are able to think and developing that chemistry, and so we were able to gel, and so if ideas come out, I just lick it right away. So for these young musicians, But I ask them to just spend time and gel with each other. Be humble. Be humble. You can listen to a vast majority of music and then you fuse them all together. Like for example, you have the Afrobeat and so on. You have the calypso. You have and then I take stuff from each of these genres to put inside of my music to actually get it to where it actually was. So for me, sometimes me I play a revival, but then me listen to a reggae and me hear a hands line in it. I'm gonna drop the hands line from out of the reggae inside of the revival, but you have to know where to place it to.
Mhm.
You understand? So spend time and listen to music, a wide variety of music, listen to some Latin stuff, listen to some and as you realize the African beat is taking over the place, the Afro. You listen to some of those, you listen to the soca, the calypso, you listen to revival music and listen to mento music because both of them kind of different. Revival is somewhat on the spiritual side. You understand? And then mento, for me, it's kind of groovy, and you have a variation of mento. You understand? And the thing is, most of the drummers for revival, they fuse the mento drumming with revival drummings.
So
And
is
sometimes they
that,
don't even know say that the matter.
so is that acceptable when you're performing, for example, at a setup or any performance at all?
Yes, yes, man, it is, you know, it is. As me say it all, it having to do with the application and how you go about doing it. So for me, if I hear a reggae hands line, I may decide to me I go apply it. I go halfway in the hands line and add something else at the end.
Mhm.
So you know get the full hands line sometime. You understand?
All right, cool. All right, I'm sure these guys will listen to you because I know they look up to you. All right, and you have been a role model for them in the musical space.
I would want to think so.
Yeah. All right, so Sian, how can we reach Sian? How can we contact Sian?
Well, they can contact you from the Music Act. Also, my number is 891-7226. Can WhatsApp me if them need like certain stuff or if them need details as to how we go about this. And you know, we get in a brain space to know how me think or how me come up with certain things. You know what I mean? Yeah.